Yeah, you could have been anywhere in the world,
Payday,
but you chose to
payday,
be here with me.
payday.
It's your motherfucking boy. Payday, payday, payday. Yeah.
This that real talk, real shit podcast.
It's Big Payday in this bitch. Let's get it,
This that real talk, real shit podcast.
This something new. I'm about to switch up the program.
Real talk, real shit podcast.
Smoke some with your boy. Let's blow it down.
Real talk, real shit podcast.
Like, share, subscribe, and comment to the fucking channel. Real talk.
What's good? What's good? What's good? What's good? It's your motherfucking boy Big Payday, and this is the Real Talk, Real Shit podcast. Once again, I genuinely and gratefully appreciate everybody and anybody who's tuning in. You know what I mean? Because you could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me, so I got you, and I really appreciate you. You know what I mean? So, on today's episode, I'm going to be talking about Megan Thee Stallion. Really want to be talking about female rappers, but I'm going to be focusing on Megan Thee Stallion, but I'm going to talk about Megan Thee Stallion, female rappers like the City Girls, and the effects on society and the effects on the world. All right? Now, in the beginning of Out Now, just to let y'all know, I was born in 1985. I'm 34 years old, right? So I'm not too old, but I'm not too young. I've kind of seen the world transition into what it is. I've seen the world transition into what it is today. Now, I want y'all to realize and understand something. Like, back in the days, we had female rappers. Majority of them were positive, though. You had female rappers like MC Lyte, Queen Latifah. It's so many more of them. I can't remember off the top of my head. Yo-Yo, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah. You had some female rappers back in the days, in the early stages of hip hop, that were positive. They were positive artists. They were promoting keeping your family together. They were promoting take care of your man. They were promoting stay with your man, support your man, support the children. Be a real woman. You know, so all right, we had positive influences in hip hop back in the early days. Now, well, forget now. Think okay, we're gonna go back to those days when everything was hip hop was more Afrocentric and positive and peaceful and loving. You had Public Enemy, different groups. Now I'm going a little bit off the tangent, but I'm just trying to put you in the time frame of what shit was going on. Like Public Enemy, Brand Nubians. You had a bunch of positive pro-black or just pro-life artists who would talk about positive shit. Self-destruction. You had it for self-destruction. Bam! Like, you had real shit, real positive things, okay? And then you go to the early 2000s, shit started transitioning. Because you got to understand, music is a control tool by the government. It didn't start that way. Like, hip-hop and rap didn't start as no control or no shit like that. It actually started as self-expression for people in those ghettos and those impoverished communities. There was a way that they could express themselves and report what was going on in the neighborhood. Broken glass everywhere. Many people on the streets, if they pissing in the streets, man, they just don't care. Like, it was just a report. You know what I mean? Kind of like what I'm doing. It was just a hood report. So now, fast forward to the 2000s, or the late 90s, they got rid of all those positive artists, the pro-blacks, the positive pro-life artists. They got rid of all that shit and replaced it with gangster rap. And by they, I mean the government, the powers that be, the CIA, the FBI, all of these groups, these companies, after people like, okay, because you remember back in the day when 2 Live Crew was the first group to get the parental advisory sticker on the records, because Two Live Crew was very raw and raunchy, and they didn't know how to control rap. They didn't know how to control the shit. So around the time when Two Live Crew had to fucking get the parental advisory sticker on the album, that was when, around the time when control was put into music. Governmental control. Alright? Shortly after that, music just went to hell. And I'm not blaming Two Live Crew for that, but I just know once the powers that be get control of stuff and monetize shit, it goes to hell. You got, then we went to the gangster rap in the 2000s, mid 2000s, to the mid 2000s, late 2000s, we had drill rap and all that. Now we got fucking unbelievable rap. It just doesn't even make sense rap. These niggas, you don't even have to be nothing rap. You don't even have to live with you talking no more, none of that. So we're going to get now, we're up to current speed. We're going to get to these female artists like Megan Thee Stallion, right? And for one, don't let me confuse you. I love Megan Thee Stallion. Like, as far as like, she's a beautiful black woman. She's not, like, I can't hate on her. She's beautiful. She's talented with, as far as the rap shit. Like, she's nice with her little bars and shit. She's got catchy hooks. She makes good music. You know what I mean? So I can't hate on her. But what I do know is she's the new figurehead to mislead the young ladies and the females. Before her, you had motherfucking Cardi B. Before that, you had Nicki Minaj. Before that, you had Lil' Kim. Before that, now you gotta understand, in the current game of rap and current game of hip hop, it's like almost like public figures, like congressmen and government figures. Everybody has a job. You got your Wiz Khalifa, he's the smoke guy. Snoop was the old smoke guy. You got the new gangster rappers like Kendrick Lamar and different, well, I wouldn't say Kendrick's a gangster rapper, but you got your new gangster rappers then who got replaced by the old Ice Cubes and all them old Eazy-E's and all the old niggas and Biggies and all that. So everybody has a place in this game. You know what I mean? Everybody has a place. So, and that's why, now I'm gonna make y'all realize something too. Have you ever noticed when the new artist comes out in the same genre? When there's two artists in the same genre, they make the rap game makes them compete for a spot in the game. There's enough money, there's enough attention, there's enough people out here so everybody could eat. But in this game, they only have figureheads. Like I said, they have elected figures to promote certain agendas. You know what I mean? Like you got the City Girls, which is a group. Then you got the Megan Thee Stallion. But these are the same type of people. But that's why they either have them competing or collaborating on music, because there's only a certain spot for these type of artists. So with that being said, you got Megan Thee Stallion right now, which only thing I can say bad about Megan Thee Stallion is she doesn't promote nothing positive. She doesn't promote anything positive to the community. She's just promoting illicit sex, paying for sex, selling pussy. She's promoting prostitution. It's just terrible what these females are promoting, you know. And you gotta think about it as a young lady. Do you really want to talk about riding dick and sucking dick all the time? Do you really want to be known as the pussy seller? Do you really want to be known as the female who tells you if you ain't got enough money, you can't hit it? Now, if that's what you want to be known as, then fuck you, burn to hell. You know what I mean? Because to be honest with you, is your grandma going to be happy to hear that shit? Is your mama going to be happy to hear these records? I know all of these young female artists get flack from their parents. I know they get flack from their families for talking so raw and raunchy like this. I don't give a fuck where you from, Atlanta. I don't give a fuck if you're from Louisiana, like the most hoodest places in America. I don't give a fuck where you from. I know there's a grandma in your life or there's a mama in your life who'll be like, baby, you know, I love you, baby, but you need to goddamn tone that down. You know what I mean? With all that being said, these females are just here, like Megan Thee Stallion and people like that are just here, and the City Girls and shit like that are just here to make the females ready for sex. Because the world has to keep Americans conditioned for sex, because this is the sex world. We're in the we're in like a sex trade. We're like sex traffic, but we're not even in traffic. Like, they have us so ready for sex that, like, when the artists and people come into town, you just give it up and do anything and everything to the rappers and to the artists just because of who they are. Like, we're conditioned like this. These artists, and I'm not hating on the artists, bro, because when you popping, you popping, you know what I'm saying? Can't hate on nobody for popping, you know what I'm saying? I always have females, I always had females, so it's not like I'm hating on a nigga for having a bunch of females, but at the same time, when we're being bred and conditioned to be sexually free, that's a problem. When the females are being bred just to have sex and do anything with anybody at any time, the males too. You know, you got male thoughts just like you got female thoughts. You know what I'm saying? Just like this, like I'm off topic a little bit, but just like the hot girl summer shit. Like Megan Thee Stallion, for anybody who don't know, she just coined the phrase. She just copyrighted, trademarked the phrase hot girl summer. Now I call it thot girl summer. Because all summer, these females had the green light to just thot. All summer. It's ridiculous, which if I was single and I was out there, which I'm not, but if I was single and if I was out there, I would appreciate the thot girl summer. You know, it's just because the rappers in the game makes it easier for niggas to get it. Like, it make it easy for everybody. So, single niggas, I understand why they, you know, you might be like, bro, shut the fuck up or whatever. But at the same time, bro, when it's time for you to settle down and have babies and shit, if that's what you should hopefully want to do, you can't do that with the thot. That bitch gonna be in the club shaking that pussy till she starts showing, and then when she starts showing, she gonna be still smoking gas and smoking cigarettes and all that. You know what I mean? So strive for better. We should want real women and real things. But thank you for tuning in to the Real Talk Real Shit podcast. It's your motherfucking boy, Big Bay, and I really appreciate y'all. Megan Thee Stallion, much love to you, sweetie, but you got to do better. City Girls, you got to do better. Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, you got to do better. There's no way around this shit. You got little kids and cousins and nieces and shit up under you, man. Don't goddamn keep leading them into hell. But either way it goes, fuck with your boy, Big Bay. Real Talk Real Shit podcast.